Okay, aside from the O2 sensor and the temperature sensor, there are two main harnesses. One of them has 10 pins and the other one is a 7-pin connector. So these two wires are not needed because this is for a crank sensor. And then I've also isolated the wires that I don't need from this connector. So I'm going to use the tool and pop those guys out, get them out of the way. Another thing I wanted to mention is that there is a relay for the fuel pump and a fuse for the same thing. That's they have it pre-wired into the harness, the 7-pin harness. So fortunately I was able to find a spot that it would fit, so I didn't have to modify anything. But that could be an issue for some people because they have everything wired in a specific spot in the harness. Okay, I've got the power hookups all done, starting at this end here. Everything will go through that little bundle. I'm not worried about wire management right now. I just want to get everything together so see if it runs. So this line here will have power on start and run, and that's what we need for the EFI right here. And then we've got the main power here, and then I'll hook up the ground later on. And so all I have left to do now, as far as wiring goes, is connections for this little connector here. After doing some double checking, I realized I'm only going to be using one wire from this 10-pin harness. The light blue one is going to be for running the cooling fans. The green one would be for another fan, which I may use for the transmission cooler, and the brown one is for a tachometer. So I'm going to just band those up for now, and we'll just wire in the blue wire, and I believe that'll be the last of them. Okay, the time is now. Everything's all hooked up. Turn the power on, and I got the wizard showing, the Holley wizard, so I'll go through this, make all the adjustments that they tell you in the book, and then we'll fire this baby up and see what happens. First time I tried to start it, there was no fuel, and the ECU was not getting a tack signal. This little wire here is spliced halfway down, and the splice came apart, so that's why I wasn't getting a tack signal. And it's really hard to see the markings on that fuel pump, but the fuel pump was actually wired backwards, so it wasn't pumping fuel to the throttle body. Now that it runs, I need to program my fans so the fans go on. It's not set up yet. I got a couple of minor fuel is seeping out from these connections here, so I got to take them apart and seal them with some thread tape. But other than that, it's basically running. Still have to do some fine tuning, but it looks like it's going to work. We'll see what happens.